Good morning from a very cold but very sunny and bright Glasgow-ish. Tomorrow is the official start day of the build, and the cats are not caring. So this is a final walkthrough of the house as is, and hopefully this will give you an idea of how everything is going to change. So lots of decisions have been made over the last few weeks, couple of months. Kez and Matt are planning to move in somewhere around the last week of January. It's currently the 4th of January. Before then, this room is getting emptied and a new luxury vinyl tile floor, LVT floor, put in, and it is going to be Spanish cherry. It's going to be running front to back, so up and down this way. So that's being done so that this room can then be reinstated, and she's inheriting the sofas and the TV unit. The stereo and all the rest of it will be going through with me. The kitchen dining room is going to be unchanged, except of course that my beautiful Ercol furniture will be going with me. Kezia has got plans to change the colour scheme, and we will see how that works out. So rather than me standing out in the cold unnecessarily, let's just have a look through the square window. The driveway is relatively unchanged, or will be relatively unchanged. We have the portaloo for the workers. We have the caravan that I will be moving into. We'll see how that pans out. And of course, what you won't know about is that the low water pressure problem that I had talked about before was diagnosed. There was a burst in the water supply pipe under the house. So the humidity, dampness in this house has always been between 55 or 60% right up to 80%. It's always been quite a damp house. I assumed that was because it's a 300-year-old structure with no damp-proof course. No, 600 litres of water an hour were flowing underneath the house. So you can see evidence of it in there. Now, the little meter that I've got, which I shall just bring up here. Don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's just switched itself off for something. I think the battery's gone. 34% is what it is at the moment. So things that are changing. This door will be replaced with a non-swing door. This is to avoid animals and little fingers getting trapped. The cat flap will remain. Coming into the utility room, this used to be the kitchen when I bought the house. So this was the kitchen area, and this was sort of the utility area. What's happening here, the back door is remaining. There will be countertop across there with boot shelves and cupboards of some type in there. I'm assuming Kezia will want to keep some kind of coat hookage along here. Don't know, that remains to be seen. Obviously, all the tiles will be removed. The lighting will get redone, and it'll be done in a style that she likes. This run of units, which is literally falling apart, that's getting scrapped. This corner will see a stack of washing machine and apparently heat pump tumble dryer, which are very cheap to run, and a space for an extra washing machine, i.e. that one, which is going to be here temporarily, or maybe permanently if we find that that works for us sharing this utility room. In here, to start off with, these shelves will remain, but everything else around here, including this cupboard, that's all being removed, new flooring being put down so that her cats can have this as their base and get used to living here. I'm not sure they're going to enjoy how cold it gets in here, but hopefully with new flooring down and an electric heater, it'll be a whole lot better. This cupboard here is being removed because ultimately a fridge freezer will probably go in here. My gun safe and document ammo safe, they are going through with me eventually. That's this. Now, whilst we're here, I'm going to brave the cold. Coming outside, it is frosty. So the landscaping isn't going to need a whole lot until long after the work is done. There is my caravan. For those who've not been here, that's the entrance to the big field. And that's where the dog walking happens. That's my field there. So if you've not seen photographs or video, this box here has got all the switch and control gear for the wind turbine. This patio will be lifted and relaid once everything is done. There is a canopy going on here, and we will probably close this in some way, like to have it as a sunroom. Possibly the rabbits will live out here, depends how warm we can make it. All the drainage for Pathfoot, the extension, the granny flat that is not flat, has already been laid in under here. And this area here is going to be loosely my back patio area. And I'm just going to clamber up onto this track, which will take us up smoothly to what my kids have always called the fairy garden. If I zoom into here, there's not much foliage at the moment because it's January, it's the middle of the winter, there's not much growing. So a lot of this, that tree there is going completely. There'll probably be a bit of cutting back of this herbage around here to open it all up. Now, one thing that I was able to get done is originally the outside wall of the house was there, and that was where the rock face was, about 1.5 meters, maybe a little bit further. What we've done is the guys dug back, they did an amazing job, digging back all the way to there. So that's solid rock. So that was all scraped out, dug out and levelled. So I now have an extra 5 meters of space. That's enabled me to add in 2 slit windows so there'll be more light coming into the downstairs and just opens everything up. I've got a few ideas what I'm going to do here. There's going to be a retaining wall there with fencing to shield me from the road noise and mess, and a little bit more privacy, and probably some kind of patio outside sitting area there. So here we are, back of the house. You can see the line along there so that bit that you can see the colour change. If I zoom in, you can see where the original 1700s, mid-1700s building was. And then you can also see where the 1800s addition was done, probably mid-1800s. And then you get to the 1900s and the 20th century where extra bits were built on. ultimately, we have planning permission for it. Those 3 dormers are being removed. One big, taller dormer going from side to side will go in its place. We don't have building warrants for that yet, so that work is not starting in February as we had hoped. It'll happen during the summer, or maybe we'll wait a year until after the wedding of the century. The slab is in. It's been in for months. All done before this cold weather came. You can see the drainage for the soil pipe for the downstairs toilet. That is for the water supply and the electrics to come in. So it's just a conduit really. Then we've got kitchen sink type stuff. And then we've got the stack in the corner for the upstairs toilet. Right, that's sort of enough for outside. It's not far off midday, and the temperature has risen to a positively balmy -3.5 Celsius. But it's sunny, so that's okay. Perhaps what I should mention whilst I'm out here is that board is going, those electrics are going. Front door will be there, be a window there, kitchen round there, stairs will be running up here. And just where those electrics are, I'm not going to go onto there because I'll slip, that's where the slap through or the hole will be cut for the door into the rest of the house, and particularly into the snug, which is the name we give to our second living room, which has been a dump room for the last 10 or 15 years. Right, back into the house. Oh, chili bim bum. Right. This area is going to be shared. But in what way, we don't know yet. Oh, into the main part of the house where it's nice and toasty warm. So we're coming through here, into the living room, and now through into the hall. There's a couple of changes being mooted here. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this secondary front door. This was the original front door of the house when I bought it. Outside there were 2 solid storm doors. This makes a huge difference to the warmth in the house. There is virtually no insulation in and around there. So having that high performance security UPVC door and this one makes a huge difference. So one thought, and it's a strange reason for doing it, but Kez and Matt have got a lovely big corner fish tank and they want to put it in this corner, but it's slightly too wide. So the idea is to remove that rather old-fashioned and not very well made secondary front door, is to remove that and make the front door, which we don't use very often, typical countryside property, and move it off to the right so that the door handle is basically along there, and make this solid. We'll make this a little bit darker, but there's light from this area from the fish tank, and that means that the fish tank can be there and the front door can still be open fully. So now we come into the snug. Largely, it's not changing a huge amount. To start off with, the rabbits are going to live here. It's a bit of a dump room. This is my old dining room table and chairs, which will become Kez and Matt's. That French window, French door, whatever you want to call them, they're wrecked. Tried to have them repaired a couple of times. They're literally falling out. The floor underneath it is rotten. The whole house downstairs has floating floors. So it's just floorboards on straps, not connected to anything else in the house. Hiding behind here is an inset wood-burning stove. Not sure what's going to happen with that. Probably it's going to get taken out. It's not very efficient, and it's not, I think we'll just cap that. Probably a TV, another TV there, and a nice, good quality sofa bed here for guests. So gaming room, whatever they want to do with it. But this is also going to be a shared space. It's a good sized room. It's a much nicer size and shape of room than the actual living room. And the previous owners used this as their primary living room because of that. It was also freezing cold. They made some interesting choices, shall we say, that I'm having to resolve. Everything through here is stud wall, so it's plasterboard with insulation in between. So all of it can be rejigged. We don't have any plans to do very much here. Probably put cupboards all the way along here and change this door for a more solid door, just for privacy. For when this room gets used as a guest room for me when people come to visit. And maybe some of you watching will come and visit. This bit here, this is where the door is going to go through into Pathfoot. It's an interesting technical achievement. It's a random built wall. So how they're going to do it isn't entirely clear, but essentially they will knock through the pocket for a lintel, first of all. They will put that in, and then they'll be able to cut and break through. But we think it's quite thick. It could be as much as 3 feet or 750 mil, 800 mil deep, and that will create its own challenges. The entirety of this floor is going to get lifted, so it's all a bit rubbish, this floor in any case. So this is being lifted, and underfloor heating is going to be installed in here, not connected to, but in replacement of the 2 radiators. That will make this room an awful lot warmer. There's a lot of insulation. I think I've got 100 mil of extra insulation on this wall, which I put in a few years ago. But with a warm structure on the other side of that, this will be kept a lot warmer naturally. Underfloor heating will be fantastic in this room, probably again LVT flooring, probably throughout the ground floor. Haven't made those decisions yet. And with wardrobes or cupboards or storage shelves along the entirety of this wall, that will give all the storage space that we could ever want, considering we don't have an attic. And neither Kez nor Matt nor I are very good at getting rid of things. So that's basically it for the moment. The downstairs toilet, the flooring will get replaced at some point as well, but there's no point doing any of that particularly until the dormers are done. So that is the walkthrough. One would imagine sometime tomorrow morning, 5th of January. There's going to be lots of steel work, lots of noise, lots of men doing things with drills and hammers and welders to put in the steel work. And then the build will start. So a bit of a long video, this one. Hopefully it gives you an idea of what's about to happen. This is all going to be put on Facebook, but I'm generally not replying to things. You can send me messages, of course. If you want to be kept updated, the algorithm will not automatically send you the updates or let you know that I've put more stuff up unless you like it. So you have to press the like button, or who knows if and when you'll find out about it. I will not be posting anything else on any other subject except the updates for the house and how things are going. And at the end of each week, at least until the outside structure is done. There's going to be time-lapse video as well, and maybe not photographs every day, but certainly a couple of times a week as well if you want to follow the progress. Alrighty. Cats say meh, and I say thank you, and see you soon.